Okay, 7th graders, we have reached the end of our circle and cylinder unit, and so I am just going to do half these problems as a review for you guys. I'd like you to do the other half on your own. I'll post the answers to see if you guys can have your answers match up with mine, so it's really important that you guys try them so that you can see if you're doing them right or wrong. So the directions say in the first part, find the circumference of each circle, use your calculator's value of pi, round your answer to the 10th. I know we've been going back and forth to the 10th, to the 100th. It doesn't matter, but let's read directions. So these ones are asking us to use calculator value of pi and round to the 10th. So I'm going to do two problems with you. I'm going to do number 1 and number 3. So with circumference equals diameter times pi. That's the formula I use every single time. Okay, so do I have the diameter on number 1? No, I have the radius. So I need to find the diameter, which is all the way across. So my diameter is 12. So the circumference equals 12 times pi. I go to my calculator and I simply put 12 pi in there, and I'm going to round to the tenths. So this is 37.7. You guys can see that. The 9 makes the 6 go up. This is inches. Circumference is like perimeter, it's one dimension, so you just leave it as inches. Number 3. Okay, we are, that zooms me in. We are gonna find the circumference. But in this particular one, they give us the diameter. So it's diameter times pi, circumference equals 6 pi, circumference equals 6 pi, gives me 18 point. The 4 does not make that 8 go up, so it stays as an 8, and it's inches. Okay, so you guys can do the other two and check your answers with my answers. The next section, this reviews the area. Again, use your calculator's value of pi and round to the 10th. So I'm going to do 5 and 7 with you. So number 5, the formula for the area of a circle is radius squared times pi. You have to have the radius in this one. So our area is going to be 12 squared times pi. Remember, this is not 12 times 2, it's 12 times 12. So 12 squared times pi. And we're rounding to the tenths in this one. So 452 point. That 8 makes the 3 go up to a 4. And then this is miles. Area is squared. Okay, our next problem, number 7, radius squared times pi. Again, you have to have your radius. So 4 is the diameter, so halfway is 2. 2 squared times pi. Area equals 2 squared times pi, 12.56. So it would go up to a 6 if I'm rounding to the tenths, centimeters squared. There we go. Okay, then we went on to volume. Okay, volume of a cylinder follows this formula. Volume equals the area of the base times height. Okay, that means you have to find the area of whatever base you are using here or have here. We have a cylinder, so our base is a circle. So I am going to do number 10 and number 11. Or maybe I should do, I was going to do number 10 because it's at a weird angle. Number 10's on its side, but its base is still a circle, even though it's not resting on its base. So the base has a diameter of 22. So I'm going to find the area of the base. That's going to be radius squared times pi, because that's the area of a circle. My radius is 11 because my diameter is 22, so my radius is 11. 11 squared times pi. And then you're going to take this and you're going to times it by the height. So I'm actually going to write this all in one equation. And the reason I'm doing this is because I don't want you guys to round till the end of your problem. My height is 6 inches. So then, once I have this, I can put that all into my calculator. 11 squared times pi times 6. So my volume equals 2,280 point. Now this says to the nearest hundredth. So this would be 79. I don't know if you guys can see that. 79, but the 6 makes the 79 go up to an 80. Volume is 3 dimensions because thinking how much something can hold. So you put a cube down there. Okay, the other one that I am going to do is number 11. Okay, again, my base is a circle. So if I want to find the area of the base, it's radius squared times pi. Radius squared times pi. Okay, in this case. My height is 8, so my volume is 11 squared times pi times 8. Then I'm going to do this in one operation. 11 squared times pi times 8. Very similar to our last problem, actually. We just had different heights. So 3,041, and you guys can see that it says 061. The 1 does not make the 6 go up. And then this is meters cubed. Okay. The last thing that we've learned on Monday, you guys learned surface area. Now, surface area definitely has the most complicated formula, but again, I'm showing you guys that you can plug this all into one formula and do the problem in one step, as long as you do it correctly. So this is our formula. Surface area equals 2 pi radius times height plus 2 pi radius squared. We're rounding to the hundredths. Surface area equals 2 times pi times radius. My radius in this shape is 6. My height is 5. I put parentheses because that has to be done first. Then we're going to do 2 times pi. My radius is 6 squared. Now, how I showed you guys to do this on your worksheet was to multiply all of the numbers first and leave pi last, and then put that in your calculator. So 2 times 6 times 5. Well, I like to take 6 times 5 and get 30 times 2 and I get 60. Obviously, you guys can use a calculator. This is 36. 6 times 6 is 36. 36 times 2 is 72 pi. So now I'm going to put this in. 60 pi plus 72 pi equals, so the surface area is 401 or 414.69. The 9 has a 0 after it, does not make it go up. This is yards squared. Okay, let's do number 14. Sorry if you guys need to see that one. Number 14. I guess the nice thing here, if I go too fast, you guys can just hit pause. I know my own children do that when they are listening to videos and doing their homework. So I like to write my formula above my problem. That helps me. My radius is halfway across. So my radius is 6. My radius is 6. And so I can plug that number in. 2 pi My radius is 6. My height is 9 in this case. The distance between the bases. So I'm going to multiply these together. So 6 and 9 is 54. If I doubled 54, I get 108. 36 doubled again is 72. And so if I add those together, I get 108 pi plus 72 pi. And if you guys can see that, it gives me 565 point, and then that 48 goes up to a 49 because the 6 came after that 8. The 6 is greater than 5 yards squared. Okay, so I've done 8 of the 16 problems with you. You guys need to finish those other ones for practice. I will post pictures of both of these sheets and their answers, and then you guys can check your work. Now, if you get a different answer and you don't know why, ask me a question. Say, how did you get number 2? And we can go over that. You guys need to ask questions in order for you to have a good understanding of this. I will talk to you later and put more details out about your quiz.